initial objective of this Padyatra was to get youth to raise their voice against the government. If you look at it, one of the the major community that's been really disturbed by Jagan's government has been the youth. There have been no jobs, no opportunities to work anywhere, no self-employment opportunities. Government jobs have never been given. So there's a lot of unrest. And whenever they came forward, there are a lot of police cases foisted against them, and they're put in a lot of trouble. So to create a platform for them to come together and to raise their voice against the government was the entire idea. But after I started my Padyatra, and it gained so much momentum that this became Andhra's Galam. That is the voice of Andhra. So people across cross-sections, it could be farmers, youth, women, unemployed, the youth. It could be even retired employees. It could be the subcaste, across BCs, SCs. All of them came forward to really be part of this program because everyone has suffered with this government. Today, Anganwadi teachers join the Padyatra because they have also suffered in this government. So I think this has manifested from being a Yuva Galam Padyatra to being Andhra's Galam Padyatra. See, I think electorally, time will only tell. However, definitely it has helped us understand contemporary public issues, today's issues, much better. And being a National General Secretary, I've been able to understand these issues at 0 feet level and not at 100 feet level, right? I'm at the grassroots, I'm able to meet farmers, I'm able to meet women, government employees, retired employees, youth, RMP doctors, RTC drivers, auto drivers, across segments. And if you've seen, I've had one-on-one meetings, group meetings. So I'm really understanding what are the real issues that the citizens of Andhra have today. And that's what we are able to focus on. And our manifesto that has come out, the Super 6 that has come out, is based on this input. It's based on this input that we've come up with that. And I'm sure that it will yield good results come 2024 elections. I learned a lot. Fundamentally, it has transformed me. The Lokesh was very different pre-Padyatra, and Lokesh today is very different post the Padyatra. I'm able to relate to public issues far better. And I'm able to understand the geography of Andhra Pradesh much, much better. So, the problems of different constituencies, I'm able to appreciate much better. Because I was a PR and RD minister. Back then I knew some issues. But then today when they talk about a road, or when they talk about a dam or an irrigation project, or if they talk about salt farmers, I'm able to relate to their issues far better than I did pre-Padyatra. So fundamentally it's definitely transformed me as an individual. Politically, yes, I got closer to my cadre, I got closer to my leaders. When you spend so many nights with them, you learn a lot. You learn a lot from what challenges that they have also faced in the last 4 years and 9 months of this kind of bad governance. I've learned a lot, and it's really brought us together, and we've become one big family today. It's definitely an end of a Padyatra. It's an end of a mass movement that is culminating into a mega Sabha, and that's for sure. And definitely I'm going to talk about my experiences there, and I'm definitely going to highlight what the next Jan Sena Telugu Desam Party government together should achieve in the next 5 years. So I think it's going to be quite clear in terms of what we will deliver to our people. We've already released a manifesto. We have reviewed our manifesto together. We formed a JAC that can sort of sit together, work out in the nitty-gritties. In the first JAC meeting was chaired by Pavanji and I, and we discussed about the manifesto threadbare. He appreciated what we have brought into the manifesto. I've also related to a lot of issues from the Padyatra. So if you look at drinking water, special protection for BCs, these are all things that have come out of the Padyatra from my learnings, and that's become part of the manifesto. We did discuss a few more points that they also wanted to include. So that's definitely discussed. It's sort of crafted, and the Super 6 are quite clear now. And barring 1, 2, I think we're quite clear on launching a manifesto. Well, let's look at it from a vote share perspective, right? So YCP got 50% of the votes, TDP got 40% of the votes. So I have to convince 6 in 100 to be up above the halfway mark that you stated. And that was way past. I mean, that's already done. Because if you look at the amount of animosity that's there among people, and they really have come to understand that a psycho is governing the state. If you look at the policies, if you look at the frameworks that have come about, people are not appreciating it. And it shows that the government has no understanding, a deeper understanding of public issues. I mean, the Chief Minister, who's fondly known as a button CM today, he keeps saying, I pressed a button, I pressed a button. DBT alone is not the job of a chief minister. A chief minister should promote the state, should create a policy framework to attract investments, create jobs, create a vibrant economy to reduce poverty, reduce unemployment rate. What has he done? Nothing. All he keeps saying, I pressed a button, I pressed a button. I mean, that alone doesn't make a chief minister, no? Number one. Number two, Telugu Desam Party's track record is quite clear. You know, we have done a lot of work in the past. And people just went on one promise, which is one chance, and I'll show you a different world. And they've realized that he can't do anything. So people are quite clear that Telugu Desam Party in the past has done amazing work. And just come 2024, Telugu Desam Party, Jansena together can really create a vibrant economy, take care of both welfare and development together. No, our fight is against Jagan, and it's quite clear, because we believe he's not the right person for the state. So even during that press meet, we have been very clear. Anyone who wants to fight against this government are more than welcome to join us. I mean, to be honest, electorally, whether it will reap dividends or not, time will only tell. However, what has happened is every village that I'm going, and you know, you've been part of my Padayatra all day, you've seen it. Women have come out in big numbers. And pretty much everyone asks me, how is Mr. Naidu's health? How is he doing? A lot of people express that what's happened to him is very unjust. See, fundamental point remains is that Mr. Naidu was the chief minister for 15 years and leader of opposition for 15 years. I mean, his track record is squeaky clean. And now a man who has close to 38 odd cases against him, who has CBI charge sheet clearly states that 43,000 crores of public money was misused and there's been corruption, is now throwing mud at a squeaky clean leader. So people are not willing to listen. That's why if you notice, when Mr. Naidu was sent to judicial remand, protests have not only happened in Andhra, protests have not only happened in different parts of the nation, but protests happened across the world. In Hyderabad, gratitude concert, close to 40,000 IT professionals came. That's Telangana state. They have no connection with Andhra. But they came to stand by Mr. Naidu. Because they believe in him. They believe in what he's done for the state. So, I mean, that's the credibility that Mr. Naidu has. No, నల్లబొట్టే పడలేదంటున్నా కదా, చెప్పేదానికి ఏముంది? ఒకటి మీరు ఆలోచించండి, 3,000 కోట్ల అవినీతి అన్నారు, తర్వాత 370 కోట్లు అన్నారు, చివరికి 27 కోట్ల అవినీతి అంటున్నారు. ఆ 27 కోట్లు కూడా మా అకౌంట్ కానీ, పార్టీ అకౌంట్ కానీ, వ్యక్తిగత అకౌంట్లో ఎక్కడ రాలేదు, నిరూపించలేకపోయారు. ఇప్పటికీ 75 రోజులైంది. ఏమైంది? ఆధారాలు ఎక్కడున్నాయి? ప్రూఫ్ ఎక్కడుంది? ఎందుకు నిరూపించలేకపోతుంది ప్రభుత్వం? సూటిగా ప్రశ్నిస్తున్నా. ఇప్పుడు సిబిసిఐడిని అడ్డగోలుగా వాడి అందరిపైన కేసులు పెడితే ఇంకా అదేనా రాజకీయం? అదేనా నల్లబొట్టు? నిరూపించే బాధ్యత కూడా సిబిసిఐడి పైన ఉంది. ఎక్కడ కానీ ఆధారాలు చూపించారా? విచిత్రం ఏంటంటే, ప్రభుత్వ సలహాదారుడు సజ్జల రామకృష్ణారెడ్డి మీడియా ప్రసంగంలో చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు అవినీతి పరుడు అంటే ఎవరు నమ్మట్లేదు, నేను నాన్న తిప్పలు పడుతున్నా ఆయన అవినీతి పరుడని నిరూపించేదానికి అని